The Tritons 0-10 going up against the Butler Grizzlies 6-4. I'm Sharon Weaver, and I'm here with my partner.
I'm Tyson Strayer, and Sharon, as we would be just absolutely not doing our job to miss this game. Obviously, today more than just about the game of football.
Oh, no doubt. The,
So we're gonna take a little bit of a pause here as they interrupt us with the national anthem.
Hello, Triton Nation. We're back. As I mentioned before, I'm Sharon Weaver, joined by my co-host.
I'm Tyson Strayer, and Sharon just saw the display out there. Baseball, obviously, bringing out the flag. Really, on a day that means it's the day after Veterans Day, it's Veteran Recognition Day, and also what we're honoring two police officers. It means a lot to have not one, but two teams out there wearing the train badge, but also showing respect to what these people have given us.
Oh, without a doubt. And as you may know, and you this game serves a huge purpose to the Iowa Central players and coaching staff. The players will be wearing the two fallen officers, Urbandale police officer Justin Martin, and police sergeant Anthony. They will be wearing the shields on the back of the night or this afternoon, and that this certainly means a lot.
And yeah, it means a lot to a lot of people, and really, it's sobering how we have this coming at Veterans Day because it's a big reminder of two groups of people who give up an awful lot of citizens. And no matter where you stand on the political spectrum, no matter what you're doing in this election, this is very important as a nation to stand and recognize the violence and that stand between us and those violence.
I agree. They definitely paid the ultimate sacrifice. For them, we send our condolences out to the family, and we thank them for everything that their family member put on the line for us.
And really, what this means, wearing the shield, wearing everything in the back, it's also a game of importance anyway on the schedule, and this just adds a little bit extra because Iowa Central comes into today looking for that first win, and
Yep.
really, it's their last chance. It's their last chance to end this year. What I'm sure has been disappointing for them on a very, very high note by coming here and beating a 6-4 Butler team. So you have had the honor of calling a lot of these games. From what you've seen, what has to happen today that hasn't happened all year?
Well, last week, I definitely think that we saw some major bright spots coming from the Tritons' defense. The defense was extremely strong. The defensive line was getting after the ball consistently, nonstop. Offense depth to figure out how to sustain some more drives. and a tough 3-point loss last week. We should give them the motivation to go out here and play their absolute hardest. And just as we talk about, here they come.
Cheerleaders forming a tunnel. Boys getting pumped up, come out and what to do. It'll be for the last. This point, playing for pride more than a bowl.
Oh, yeah.
One last chance for them to come out and put a win. And it would mean a lot to these home fans who, despite papers look like a rough year, we've got ourselves as good of a turnout as you could expect today.
Well, the fans are actually here in full form tonight, or this afternoon, excuse me. They actually a lot of bundling going on, but nonetheless, in a very fantastic crowd. And from what I can see from up here, it definitely seems like the team more and a pep in their step, knowing this is the last game of the season, their last win.
They lost to big people about halfway through. Starting, Paul goes down with a lower body injury. He was warming up today. What does he would be missing if he's not 100%?
No, Paul, as compared to Caleb Sealer, Caleb Sealer is definitely more of a pocket passer kind of guy. He has to get out of the pocket as much as Paul can. Paul is a big guy. He has more to him, kind of taller, but definitely having Paul is more of a field general as opposed to Caleb. He's a younger guy. It doesn't have as much control of the offense. So having Paul out there will definitely give the Tritons that offense they need this week to try to get them going on the right direction.
And it's been pretty much as these things normally are. It's been an up to game time. Let's say they don't walk Paul Campbell out. Let's say we see Caleb. We're going to see the defense.
Going to see a lot of running. We see a lot of running bad as it is with Paul in the game. Quarterback design runs and simple draws and sweeps. But with Caleb in the game, we will definitely see a lack of passing coming from this team. And that's a shame because the Tritons receiving corps is actually an extremely good receiving corps, a lot of good receivers. So if Caleb can get on point, I think the coaching staff will start to trust a little bit more and maybe be able to throw a couple deep ones.
So really, it's the quarterback will determine the plan for the day, as it has to. The way football is played, you run everything through the quarterback. Defensively, we know it's a good defensive unit on the Central. What do they have to keep doing that they've been doing? Because they've been holding people to a few points.
Yeah, they need to continue that work on the defensive line. The defensive line has been the strongest point of this Iowa Central defense to this point. Also, defensive backs, cornerbacks, and safeties, they've been playing an extremely well. They've been getting out there, interceptions, and can keep with that. But have a time throwing it, and if they force Butler to run, I think the Tritons defensive line.
And really, what that good defense is it allows the boys up front to pin their pressure the quarterback. I guess it's sick. It's absolutely long. More time.
Oh, and this defense line is already and so the more this quarterback that puts some pressure on to go up there, and no one's coming. The Tritons can go after it.
And honestly, a lot of times you build at this level of football, the defense is built around the stop and run first and the pass. If you can stop the run and try to skip position players to beat you, you'll take that 9 times out of 10.
100. Not sure how well outside you have a run. You see, get out there and run it.
It's not going to be success, but with been holding their own.
Yeah, they're definitely played this year so far. Big point loss last week. With I definitely think the Tritons will come out and play harder.
To the 10 seconds before kick. We've talked how we think both teams have to play this. Now we get to see how it plays on the field.
Oh, yes, sir. And our guy, Jose Fuentes, is out there getting ready to boot this one off. Last week we had a little bit of trouble with the wind. The wind continuously knocked the ball off the tee. And for those of you out there that don't know, when the ball is knocked off the tee more than twice by the wind, a player from the line on the kick team has to come down and hold the ball. So you essentially lose a guy on the coverage, and that could play a major role. But it definitely, the ball is going to stay up here, and we're here at Harlan Rogers Stadium. CJ Sims is going to be return. And here we go. This one's away. And that one's going to be gathered in. He's going to bring it around the 20. He has a seam. Oh, he has a lot of room down the sideline. Jose Fuentes giving a little shove out of bounds. It looks like Butler Grizzlies are going to start with the ball. Oh, looks like he stepped out of bounds around the 32, 33-yard line.
The spot is right, but we'll see what the laundry on the field is about. Flag came out around the 31. To wait for the officials to make their first call today. Didn't take them long.
Here we go now. And that one's going to go against the Tritons for personal foul of the day. And that's going to give the Grizzlies even better field position. Oh, yep. They're going to take this ball all the way across the 45 up to the 47-yard line. So the Grizzlies will get things started.
And really, a painful give it. First of all, you want to hold your own on special teams. Give a little bit more on the return than they wanted. But then that personal foul that's Butler in a real good position to start this drive.
And the Grizzlies are going to come out with a 3 to the left set. They're going to run the ball up the middle here. Sure. Stuffed up by the trying defensive line.
Not much going up there. Big boys plug their gaps well. Everyone stay disciplined, shut the run down for that first one at least.
Yes, sir. And they'll take the ball down to about the 48-yard line. And that's going to make it a 2nd and 9 for Butler.
Rashawn Anderson appeared to be the first man on there, and he blew his blocker clean off the ball.
He's doing that consistently all long. Grizzlies come out in the same formation, except the quarterback's going to be to the, running back's going to be the quarterback's. Send a man in motion. Steps back to throw. That's going to be a quick out route across the 50-yard line over to the 48.
There appears, at least on this first couple plays, to want to stretch Iowa Central out. Iowa Central has a lot of size. Spread those bodies out and see what you can find as far as the matchup goes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if they continue to come out in this wide to the left set. We don't normally see a whole lot of trip packages, receiver-wise. So this will be interesting to see.
CJ Sims, his first reception of the day.
Yep, and they're going to balance out the receivers here, 2 to the left and 2 to the right. They're going to send a man in motion. That's going to be CJ Sims in motion, heading over to the left. There's going to be a court. No, the same with the running back, and that one is swallowed up at the 50. The ball's out.
The ball's out, but it appeared he was down by a good couple of seconds. Official get the whistle up.
Yeah, that was a very late whistle there. The whistle did not sound. I was a bit excited there for the Tritons, but that is a huge stop for the Tritons. And that one's going to bring up 4th down for the Grizzlies. Looks like they're going to bring on their punt unit.
They sent Jack Lindberger on the blitz, and he got a ton of pressure.
He got right back there, swallowed it up at the 50. And this is going to be the first 3 and out for the rugby style punt. A bit wobbly. It's going to take a nice Grizzly bounce down to about the 21-yard line, and that's where the Tritons are going to get things started.
Right, figure mathematically, and so field position, I guess you could say, now 20 should.
And then the Tritons come out, and it looks like Paul Campbell is going to assume his back at quarterback. So you here and a runs.
And when they 6'3", 225, he's not someone you want to throw a hold at.
Oh, not at all. But Paul is definitely a bigger guy. Tritons are going to run the ball up the middle here, bounce off one tackle, and he's going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage. That's going to put us at about 6 to 10 there for the Tritons.
Both teams doing a good job. Even the defense, so far, both defensive lines have been the best unit on from the first half here. We'll see how that develops. But what they've been doing so well on both sides, why the run game isn't working, pushing those offensive linemen back into their running back's face. You don't always have to get penetration to cause problems.
It's been working very well for both teams so far. Tridents are going to come out here to the right. 2 men in the back, 3 men in the backfield, along with Campbell. Oh, that's a solid run, and that one's going to make it around the 25-yard line. Big pile up, and he's going to go down at the 26-yard line. A solid game. Looks like that's going to bring up third down for the Titans. It's going to be about 3rd and 5 more to go.
So 3rd and 5, you have options here. The right place where you can pass or run.
Quick hitch. That one's tipped and intercepted. Tipped and intercepted at the 30-yard line. That one did not get over this waiting linebacker's head, and he tipped it and picked it up.
And a good job of field awareness by Fetke. I mean, if he wasn't, and that ball was thrown with heat, it wasn't well located, but it was thrown with enough heat. It might have hit his head on that.
We got Bader. That's hit interception of the game in the first turn. And now the Steelers are going to have as they come out here. Formation as before. Man to the quarterback's left. That's going to be the play action here. He's going to check it out left. Oh, and he's and that one's dropped. That one hit the ground. He definitely looked like he might have had possession of it, but as he goes down to the ground, it's incomplete.
They're on the target. They're trying to go to Josh Wilson on one out there with the corner. He obviously is a wide receiver. That's what you hope to find yourself. Threw the 50-50 ball. Had the defense beat. Couldn't hold it on the way down.
And we appear to have an injured Triton. That's the cornerback who was just covering on that play. He's going to look. He's limping off of it. Doesn't look like he's in very much comfort right now.
Josh Bell coming off the field.
Yep. Josh is definitely one of the defensive backs that the Titans have, so that would be important to see if he comes back out. If he tackles. Definitely had a gap right there to get on the left side. Great blocking by the right. With those, excuse me. Someone's going to send the Grizzlies backwards.
Trying to get out in front because it's the left guard's job to get over to the tackle on his left shoulder there. I think the defensive tackle beat him a bit. Comes up reaching.
Yep, no doubt. And under if you don't for the Butler release. Excuse me, as they come out.
First about 25. So now very little second. So now very little option but pass.
And trips now to the left and behind the back. And he's targeted early on the screen. Any room, and he's going to make it all the way back to about the original line of scrimmage. He's going to get all the way back there, and it's going to be about 3rd and 10 now.
Yes, Sims is going to get the yardage. Kendall Stewart out in front.
Oh, outside by the wide receiver.
That's a part of the game. Young receivers don't such an asset to a team.
Blocking huge, especially on the side. Shotgun again. One man in the backfield behind the quarterback. Right. One man to the left. As he awaits the Triton defense, looks prepared. And it's going to be a run. Swallowed up. Immediately losing yardage. Huge play by the Triton defensive line.
Vion Sullivan came about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Snap perfectly.
Yeah. Amazing right there. Clips up the running back's ankles, and they're going to lose yards. And let's see if their kicker has what it takes to knock down this pretty decently far field goal. If they're going to bring out the unit. 4th down.
And the offense back out.
And the ball's at the 31, so I don't see why not.
Too punt, too long to kick.
Yeah. And this is basically this is basically telling us, that the kicker have the field goal from it. And we're gonna have.
And also another thing, if they were playing on the other side of the field, the wind blowing in, it's already a long field goal to ask.
And it appears we're gonna have our game. That's Butler, and that just might have been so they can get far enough back to punt the ball. So they will take that delay game penalty, so their punter can come out now and hopefully gets another punt. I think they're hoping for one inside the 5.
Bell back, receiving. If he does, it'll be
Another at the or what?
Beautifully placed punt.
So that one's going to stay at about the 5-yard line, and they're going to have a little bit more of a hill to climb than they did the last time.
It's a game of field position, and your best field position weapon is the punter.
Yep. And Paul Campbell's going to march his troops back out onto the field and hopefully get a more productive drive going. Campbell threw an interception on the last time out, as aided beautifully, might I add, by the outside linebacker for Butler. And that one was intercepted. But Campbell's going to come back out now. 2 running backs in the backfield. Campbell in the shotgun.
He has a chance now, but it's called run play.
Bouncing off tackles. That one's going to get him a couple yards. Looks like he's going to go down around the 7 or 8 yard line.
Must have got back. Defense for very, very close to jumping himself.
Yeah, he was very close. Luckily, didn't make any contact, because if you make it, then you'll be getting back from Crow. Unless it's going to be fine. Trident, same direction as before. So,
Left guard got a little.
and that's going to move the Tridents back, and that is the Trident offensive lineman.
And really, what happens there? It's a symptom of what an offensive mentality is. And when you're 5 can do is allow penetration. That's the point. He was trying so hard to get off the ball, contact. He just
a little bit sitting there. Movement. So now they're going to come out in 2 tight end set. Paul Campbell in the backfield. Another handoff up the middle. That one gained a few more yards. A better push by the offensive line. I'll put the Trident at about the 9-yard line. Cheerleaders here at the stadium are trying to get this crowd behind the Tridents here on this big 3rd down.
Campbell looks like he's got one-on-one at the bottom of the screen. They're going to hand it off.
Excuse me, 2nd down.
Right, looks like they settled down with about a game or 2 there. If he wants to take a shot, the near side across 5-1, they're going to run a little stretch. And beautiful. Christopher diagnosed that beautifully.
That play was solved up immediately. Bring up a try. Their first. Will be Jose first play.
Good kick from Fortes, because bad one here would mean a major sticky situation to ask the defense to get themselves out of.
And Fuentes is going to corral this in, and this is a beauty. That one's going to sail clean across the 50. That one's muffed by CJ, and he's wrapped up immediately. Great punt coverage by the Tritons.
Beautiful swarm to the ball. And he's going to give those 15 yards back.
Wow.
Punting and shoving.
Well, that's not going to vote on the sideline.
And it's one thing to be passionate after you make a nice play. It's another thing to just go get those yards right back.
Yeah, not a very smart decision on his part. So now they're going to get about 15 more yards from the spot of the foul, and that one basically negates how well that ball was punted by Jose Fuentes.
And there were about 4 gray hats all over that. That was beautifully covered.
And that was a beautiful punt by Fuentes. Beautiful tight spiral. So clean across the 50-yard line. That's an impressive punt inside his own end.
And honestly, when you get into that kind of stuff where you're throwing fist pumps and everything towards other players, you have to be really careful not to get yourself ejected too.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's going to bring out Butler again. They're going to run this ball over to the left side. Now the ball is stretched all the way out to the left side line.
Kayvon Abrams, ball carrier there.
Looks like that run gained about 2 yards there for Butler. 2 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and 8 now.
So now Iowa Central, really their special teams asking a lot of their defense. 2 personal foul penalties, starting them with 2 really good
Switch up.
They were going to go to
quarterback draw. And he got about 13 yards there. And that's going to give Butler a first down about the 23-yard line.
And what that also does is that opens up the run game because it pauses linebacker pursuit from now.
And they're going to continue with this trips formation. No one in the backfield. Motion again behind the quarterback. He's looking for the pass. He's going to hit the quick hitch. He's going to run through the middle, and the Titans are there. Swallow one up at the 19-yard line.
Seems to have no problems working quickly.
Yeah.
They
have not used very much of the play clock at all. They do go to it, but right out of the huddle, they're out there and they're moving.
And what we said, that little misdirection for what that also does is the linebackers will be a little bit slower to come in on for the next drive. They've already got burned once, over pursuing one.
Yep. Got 3 right outs to the right. That's going to be a run up the middle, and that's swallowed up.
Beautiful. Now has to be careful getting up.
More talk. This has continued to happen through a couple series. A lot of talking about the field.
Yeah. And that one, Raquan Jefferson makes himself and does getting up. Right up. Didn't hang over him long enough to get the ball. He was.
That one's in by the Giants' defensive line. Butler's going to have the ball at the yard line now. Here, haven't been, but have not yet. Going to trip. Left, he's beautiful coverage on the outside.
And he, honestly, with the way they both come out, both sides could be asking for food, but just going to let
the flag every time. So great coverage out there.
And Kayvon Abrams there saved the interception.
Yeah, he definitely did. That one could have easily been picked. So great coverage on the outside on the one-on-one matchup. It appears we did have a whistle. I must have missed that penalty flag, but the Grizzlies are going to have the ball at the 10-yard line. Well, I'm assuming there's a penalty being missed, Tyson, because the ball's on the 10-yard line now, and
that would have been about the exact same area where the wide receiver and cornerback did come together. So I'm guessing defensive pass interference was called.
I'm assuming so. And the Grizzlies are going to be in the shotgun again. This one's a quarterback sweep.
Man, end zone.
And it's incomplete. He cannot hold on to it. He was wide open. Just could not hold on to the ball.
Adam Harder there, I think he was counting the 6 points. The ball was flying.
Yeah, that's about the easiest throw and catch that you could have had, and Allen falls incomplete off his chest, and it's going to be second down now.
He was wide open. He even had time to settle into his face and sit still for the target.
See, Trident.
With about 4 minutes left to play, that could be a big story in this first quarter.
Yeah, they don't give up that the first touchdown of the game. So the Grizzlies are going to come back out now. Throw to the outside.
And what Iowa Central's philosophy seems to be on the pass game is coming up, at least down in the red zone, coming up and playing pressure, which a lot of teams I've always liked, because what are they going to do, burn you deep? They've got 10 yards of field to work with down.
Without a doubt, they've definitely been playing press coverage on the outside. These cornerbacks have been doing a great job to this point, shutting down the wide receivers of Butler. Let's see if they can continue to do so. Ball's at the 5-yard line now. That's where the last play got Butler. Quarterback, shotgun, 2 receivers. There's a run up the middle. He has daylight, he has a hole, and he jogs into the end zone.
That was Kayvon Abrams, and he would have had himself a nice little run down the goal line, but what really got him over there was an absolutely nasty piece of work on that stiff arm.
Yeah, he broke the one tackle, and he could have jogged, and he could have walked into the end zone if he needed to. And so that's going to be the first touchdown of the game with 3:47 left to go in the first quarter, and go for the extra point. And that one was nearly blocked, but that one's going to go to the upright and make it 7-0 for Butler.
So 7-0. And honestly, that giving up those 6 points was a symptom of, first of all, starting out behind in the positioning battle, in the field position battle. They asked their defense to defend 2 drives, one that started on their 45 and the other that started on the opponent's 43. So really, that was a lot to ask of the defense. It stood up for 2 drives, couldn't quite make it 3 in a row.
Well, they definitely came out and played great defense to start off, especially bending that much without giving up a touchdown. But unfortunately, they're going to that first touchdown on the rush from about 5 yards out.
I mean, when you think about it, yeah, they're not going to be upset that they give the touchdown, but there is 4 minutes left to play in this quarter, and they spent about 3/4 of that quarter with the opposing team having the ball on their side of the 50. They played fantastic defense. It just had to break eventually. So we'll see now that it all resets what they can do with this fresh drive.
Yep, as I mentioned in the pregame show, Tyson, the offense has to find a way to sustain a drive. The defense is out there a bunch, so some of these guys might get a little bit winded. So if the offense could find a way to sustain a drive, get the ball maybe inside the 30-yard line,
I mean,
that would be huge.
They were defending with their back to the wall for most of it, and I think only had 6 total offensive plays so far. So that defense has been tested today, and it's up pretty well.
And they've done a great job. Still 7-0 here, and that one's going to be a short kick. And
somebody fall on it. There we go.
Thank goodness for good awareness. I wonder if they saw that one film and they knew they had an advantage against the Tridents, and they just tried to pull one off right there.
And didn't exactly have the hands team out there. We're expecting it.
No, not at all. We definitely had our big boys out there blocking on the front line, and thank goodness he had the wherewithal to fall on that one and get us possession.
The only thing I have to wonder, and obviously any risk is going to have a chance to end up like this. It's easy to say it was a bad call after it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But you've been winning the position battle all day. That's part of the reason you're up 7-0, and they just gave Iowa Central the positioning battle.
Well, that's going to vote well for Campbell and the Tridents, and that run is going to gain yards.
Campbell is not going to slide.
And that's going to be a good run over to the left side by Campbell. It's going to be Campbell's first rush of the game, get him a few yards, and hopefully that one gets him going.
And I guess the math is pretty simple. He's 6'3", he's 220, and he's coming at you fast. He's going to fall forward more times than he's not.
That is certainly true. So that one's going to pick up 7 for the Tridents. They're going to have 3 to go here on second down. I'll run up the middle. Great push by the offensive line, and it looks like that one's going to be very close to being a first down. The line judge walking the tightrope. Let's see the spot of the ball and see if they get the first down.
It's going to be tight. They're going to give it to him, move the chains.
And they're going to move the chains, and that's going to be a first down for the Tridents. And that's a great run up the middle, and that one woke up the crowd a little bit. You can hear it clapping now. Still a good crowd, a very nice turnout. Seems like a few more people came in the stadium since we started the broadcast.
You know, you come into the day as this one's ran right here.
Campbell is going to chuck that one along the sideline, and a great catch. And that one's going to gain about 13 yards on the right sideline.
And now Iowa Central starting to take advantage of Butler so far today, they've played a lot of zone blitz.
Yeah.
And what that does is if the blitz doesn't get to them, you have less guys back in zone than you normally have, and you have a smart quarterback like Campbell, and smart quarterbacks beat zones.
Yes, they do. Campbell beat that zone right there over on the sideline, and that's going to be a first down for the Tritons. Campbell, handoff. Oh, he's got a huge hole. He's still running all the way down to the 10-yard line. Amazing run, amazing blocking by the Tritons, and that's going to be a huge first down.
And that's an even bigger win because they had a lot of bodies in the box there. They sold out to stop that run. One gap found its way unplugged. He hit that seam like a bolt of lightning.
Yep, that is easily the biggest play we've had so far this afternoon. That's going to set the Tritons up at the 10-yard line inside the red zone now. Campbell back in the shot. Going to roll out again. Dodge one tackle. Going to take it down to the 4-yard line. What a move by Campbell.
And at the end of it, what I love, because it's a different position here than it is in the NFL one college, obviously. When you're asking a quarterback to run, he still has to treat himself like a running back, and he finished that run like a fullback.
Yeah, he fell forward, brought a couple of tacklers with him. And that run's going to be up the middle. The pile is moving.
Looks
But
like down to about the 1.
Yep, they're going to be around the 1-yard line, Tyson. And this is huge. This has been the best drive so far.
And it's a team that came into the drive just hoping to pick up first down and let their defense breathe. Now, on the 1-yard line, they're knocking on the door.
The momentum has certainly shifted here in the push. They're knocking on the door of the zone, but they cannot pull that one off, and that's going to bring up a third down. On basically no gain there on the run.
And this is huge because we mentioned this was a big momentum shift. A goal line stand here will keep the momentum firmly in Butler's favor.
Yep, and they're going to and the Tritons are going to bring in another in here. That's going to be number 7, Thomas Smith.
Now the question is, you've tried middle twice. You tried a third time.
You can hear the crowd.
He's trying to.
And he tries to reach it across. The line judge still running on the 1-yard line. It doesn't appear that he reached the ball out across the goal.
It looked like 6 from up here, but I wouldn't want to be the one having to make the call.
And they're gonna, and that one is gonna short, and it is gonna go to Butler at about the half-yard line.
He had him by the ankles. He was stretching out. The question is, and it's a hard call the official hasn't made. Was his knee down as he stretched it out? Because obviously the ball got over. The question is, when did the ball get over in relation to that knee going down?
Yeah, you're right, Tyson. And unfortunately for the Tritons, that one's not going to make it, and it's going to be just short at the half-yard line. That one definitely shoots them a little bit. So the defense back out now. Butler's offense well inside their end zone. That's where the quarterback will be taking his snaps from in the shotgun.
Miscommunication in the back.
And that is a safety. And that one's
a touchdown.
that could be 7. That could be 6, and they're going to call it a safety.
I'm going to say he didn't get it before it rolled out of bounds.
Ball went out of the back of the end zone, and that's a safety for the Tritons. Defense doing it again.
It looked like a mix-up between the running back and the quarterback back there.
Yeah, you can clearly tell the miscommunication right there. Running back went one way, quarterback went the other, and that was a busted play from the start.
And honestly, if they would have got the handoff, that penetration was there quick.
Yeah, they're definitely 5 yards into the end zone.
How many times, and we have a player down here for Butler injured. He appears to be writhing in a lot of pain. They appear to be working in the right shoulder area. Attend to him. How many times just in these last 4 plays did the momentum of this game completely change?
Well, a huge 4th down stop by Butler right on the goal line to give them the ball back. They come out with offensive momentum, but they're still on their own half-yard line. Quarterbacks in a shotgun. Can't get the handoff off. Fumbles the ball, and there's a safety for the Tritons, and now they're going to get this punt back, and hopefully the offense keeps their momentum from the last drive.
And that's why it was such a good call, especially in the type of game that this looks like it's going to be a run-heavy with some passing when it makes sense. Two have gone for that 4th down on the 3-yard line. You have an offense that you know, not that you tell the offense explicitly that you don't believe in it, but you obviously this is a team that's going to lean on its defense.
Yeah.
So this is an offense that they finally got a little bit of momentum. They're feeling good. They're drive there. You try to get those 6 points when you can.
Yeah.
And even if you get stopped on 4, You have a defense right on the 1 line that you know is one of the better defenses that you've had in a while.
Yep. And so now they're going to come out here with the abbreviated kickoff. The kickoff after a punt is moved back. So this will help the Tritons out with the field position game, without a doubt.
Safeties are killers. You give up the 2 points, and then you have to pretty much, no matter which way you just give them good field position.
And you blast this one off, and he's going to already get it past the 30. He has room to run. If he could break that tackle, he's got to hold on to the ball. And he's going to go down around the 39-yard line. That's going to be great starting field position for the Tritons.
That time it looked like there might have been a little bit of a seam, but that ball very well takes away.
Yeah, speed by Butler's special teams, and they're going to bring out their defense. Paul Campbell is going to march the offense back out, and let's see if they can keep up the momentum.
Now it's going to be a game of adjustments because they hadn't made the defense adjust yet, but now finding a little bit of success, we'll see how they feel each other out.
Tritons.
This might be 9 seconds left to play.
Campbell's swing of that's too tall. And the pass is going to be incomplete over on the Butler sideline. Well overthrown by Campbell.
They worked the play well. Had a guy with a little bit of speed and open space, just couldn't connect.
Yeah. Oh, as we know, Paul Campbell has a strong arm. You could tell by his body type he would have a strong arm, but pass a little bit too much mustard on it.
And honestly, it's a way longer throw than it looks. I don't think people realize sometimes shooting for that sideline just how much that adds.
Yeah. Here we go, Campbell in the shotgun again. They're going to run this ball over to the left side. He has a hole. He's running hard. He runs one man over, and he's going to have the ball at the 41-yard line, at the 40.
And that play worked out scheme-wise perfectly. They overloaded the left, and they ran to the left, which normally you think, oh, no, the run's going to get stuffed. But what actually happened, the people that were blitzing off the edge, and they actually ran around the run and left wide open.
Yep, they overran the play, and that gives Tritons the ball down to the 40 and a fresh first down. Here we go, Campbell with the handoff, and that one over to the left. It looks like he might have tripped himself up a little bit there. He's going to go down around the 38-yard line, and that one's going to be the horn in the first quarter.
And it's been a happy first quarter.
Yes, it has. We have a 7-2 score. You don't see a 7-2 score at the end of the first quarter.
And Iowa Central was knocking on the door last to see what they can do with this possession.
Well, yes, sir. Strong Weaver.
I'm Tyson Strayer.
And we will be right back with the ball here on the line. Paul Campbell to his right, and down to the 30. That's where on the platform.
And the first two drives, it didn't seem like Iowa Central could get anything going. They don't seem like they can really be stopped.
Easy momentum for the Tritons so far, and they're on the 30-yard line, and they're marching. And they're going to have a fresh set of downs here. It's going to be first and 10 on 30. Paul Campbell here now, one man to his right. And it looks like it's going to get timeout by the Tritons. A surprising timeout, to say the least, by the Tritons. But nevertheless, they're going to take one. And their offense is moving extremely well outside.
These last two drives, I don't think they've had to face the third down until that goal line down there. They drove all the way down from, I think, started at the 45 on the last drive, came all the way, knocked on the door, got stopped at the 1 yard line, which really, honestly, you can put that up can put that up as a draw between the offense and defense. Pressure.
Yeah, and the simple fact of the offense starting to get them going, you know, offense as much as they like defense, but they like all sports. So if they can get this crowd behind them, huge to
Like offense, you're thinking emotionally. Say something. Crowds do like offense. It's like getting.
you getting a lot more time that the Tritons offense are moving the ball, and Paul Campbell is going to come back out now. And off. To the now that's 30.
As Cooper Jr. about 4.
And that one's going to go down the 27-yard line. It's going to be a pick up a 3 on a run up the middle. Solid run, nothing special, nothing to write home about, but nonetheless, it's 3 yards.
Keeps you on schedule.
Yes, it does. When you can get good 2nd and 7, 2nd and 6 plays, you don't have to do anything ridiculous as opposed to having a 2nd and 10 play. So here we go. The Tritons out now. As before. This one's going to be Paul with the keeper. He makes one man miss. He dodges an ankle tackle. Campbell can run. Campbell can enter the end zone. That's a touchdown.
Down there, beautiful.
My goodness, Paul Campbell.
He looked like he was sacked.
Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling all the way into the end zone. That is an amazing run by Paul Campbell.
I can tell you something. Paul Campbell just made the play of the day so far right there. And also, as soon as he got done with that play fake, rolled around, looked, saw white jerseys, I don't think he was thinking 6. He was thinking stay alive.
Yeah.
Found himself a beautiful piece of grass, rides it all the way in.
Yeah, I will tell you one thing about Paul Campbell's running style. It is definitely not the ideal running style from a running quarterback, but he's a big guy, and he got into the end zone. And Fuentes is going to come on now to tack the extra point up on the board. That's going to give Tritons the lead. If they can knock this one down, 9-7. And that one's cleaned up right by Fuentes, and the Tritons are up 9-7.
I think we can put that one down in the scorebook as the design quarterback. Right?
Yeah, for sure. I think so. Oh man, I can't get over how Paul Campbell even got to the end zone. His balance.
I don't know how he got back to the yard of gain.
Yeah, his balance was all over the place right there, but no scores. So that's a bright spot. We haven't seen a whole lot of touchdowns for the Tritons this season, but to get one early in the second quarter, that's huge.
And plus, it's not like that was just one big play. They've been consistently putting together a drive. Finally, they get the breakthrough.
Yeah, so that was an amazing drive by the Tritons. Jose Fuentes out again to kick this ball off. I don't think we stressed it enough how much that helped the defense more than it helped the offense, because the defense had so much time to rest and relax and get some more air back in them. And they're going to be even more up. They normally don't play with a lot of leads, Tyson.
And this is a defense that, even playing from behind, looks awfully, awfully good. Give them a lead. This might be one they don't get back.
I agree. 9 points just could be all we need. Hopefully we see more, but 9 points could be enough. Fuentes lining up the tee, and he's going to boot this one. That was a bit of a line drive kick. Can't hold on to it. Oh, but this one helps him get the gap. Ball's out. The ball's down.
That's great.
It looks like the Tritons might have fallen on top of it.
I think Thomas Smith fell on that one.
Yes, they did, and this one's going to go to the Tritons, and they're going to have amazing field position again around the 31-yard line.
This pile, but there's no way it didn't come out Iowa Central, and that's the way they're playing.
Yep, yes, sir. And the Tritons are going to get their first fumble recovery of the day, and that's going to be Butler's first turnover of the game. And that kickoff return was practically doomed from the start. He couldn't really hold on to it after a line drive by Fuentes, and he just lost the ball as soon as he got hit.
And really, it wasn't. Usually on fumbles, you see a nice little drive-through, or it was the helmet getting put to the ball. Good form. That was just a good solid tackle. But I don't think in his haste to get the ball back into himself, if he ever really had a good handle on it.
Yeah, I don't think he ever really grabbed the football. But give the ball to the Tritons, and they're going to get a small little run here now to about we're going to put that around the 31-yard line. They might have gained a yard or two for the Tritons.
And that was Devin Tripp, who is going to end up with a decent stat line at the end. He's not going to bust a lot of 20-yarders. His yards are one.
That is certain. And we've seen that so far through this game. The Tritons' offensive line packing it in the middle. Campbell back throw. He's got one-on-one coverage. And that one's intercepted. He's going to try to run it out here now, and he's going to get shrugged out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
And that was really an unfortunate and odd-looking interception because usually going down the line, what the last thing you want to do is underthrow your target because someone's usually trailing him. That time, it was a tight end on the corner. Really, the corner tracked that down well. He had a step. The corner takes it away. It gets overthrown, and the guy with more speed to get to it does.
Yep. So that's going to be Paul's second interception of this ball game, unfortunately for the Tritons. But field position-wise, that's going to put Butler way back. And I said 12-yard line. They're going to be even farther back than the 12. They're going to start this one inside their own 10.
Looks like around the 7.
And here goes the Tritons defense, and that's a huge run. He's got all day to run.
It's a horse race, and it looks like he's got a step.
He breaks one tackle. Let's see if he could break another. He might score.
He's still dragging.
He can't bring it down, and that's going to get them all the way inside the 20.
15 yards from the 35, though. Trying to play caller.
And that one's going to go. Tritons, a play like that, defensive back coaches normally tell you, clip the heels. If you tackle them high, they're going to be able to run through it. And unless that running back amazing work, clipping the heels, man, they'll knock them down just about every time. But the Tritons went up a bit high.
2 flags on the field.
And these penalties might offset.
Looks like they go back to the spot. So before the clipping, there was a holding.
Yep. And that play is going to bring Butler back after an amazing back to the 35-yard line.
Effectively worked at 20.
Yeah. Still a solid run, but instead of 60-something yard run, you get the 20 and get the ball to 35.
And you said tracking down, they teach you to clip the heels. That is true, but also something they teach you is if you can't clip those heels, do everything you can because the penalty is better than giving.
6 points. I agree, Tyson. So Butler now, we're going to run up the middle. And that one's stuffed. They are not happy with that last run.
Look at Kallenberger, the first man there.
So that play doesn't go anywhere. That gets stopped around the line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down now for Butler.
Both teams here. Butler spreading it out just a bit more. Both teams here, though, seem content to play 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
That's basically what they've been doing all ball game, those short, small, intermediate runs, 3 to 5 yards every run, and they'll take it.
But then you've also seen it break out, and that's you've heard the metaphor 1,000 times. Running with Novocaine.
Yes, it is.
Pump enough of it, and eventually you get the knockout shot.
You're going to have 4 down linemen here for the Tritons. Quick pass over to the sideline. That was corralled around the 40. One-man miss. Going to go down at 40.
C.J. Sims with another reception.
Has definitely been the number one here for Butler at this point.
Using the field pistol back. They've used him from the slot, used him from the edge. Where they can put him.
Jason has definitely been their guy today, and he's going to come up a first down. So they're going to have a first downs here. Ball 48-yard line. First down.
I've been for most of the day.
The shotgun, man and motion again. That's C.J. Sims. And that's going to be a run to the right. And he is tripped up at about the other 49-yard line. Great tackle.
Good open field tackle by Roosevelt Lawrence.
Yep.
It's something that's important for cornerbacks to be able to do. It's not something we get a lot of credit in, but they end up in open space a lot.
Yeah, Roosevelt Lawrence is definitely one of our best open field tackles throughout the whole entire team. We've seen Roosevelt Lawrence time again.
If you're if you're a bad tackler,
yes, they can. And the step back to throw. Brewer is going to find his target, and it looks like that's going to be
stuck by the safety, though.
Yeah, great hit by the safety there. Great form.
Says another yard.
Great form, tackling straight through the body, scooping up the leg, and sending him down.
And you know what else that says? The way that they got stood up and then Eventually got drove back after a little bit of pause. The feet never stopped moving.
Yeah, he ran the feet the entire way, kept on chopping, but that will give Butler another first down. And they're going to have a fresh first down here. Ball at the 37. Brewer in the backfield, 2 wideouts on each side. And it's going to be a run, and that one's also swallowed up. And that one's going to lose yardage. That one's going to lose about 2. And that's going to bring up 2nd and 12.
First man there, Raquan Jefferson. And he's been a problem all day.
Yeah. Simple, great push straight up the middle there by the Titans we've seen all day, Tyson.
And really, that's one thing Butler may have the advantage. They both want. It might be that run game. And outside, right now the run is being shut down.
So Brewer's going to have 3 men to his left, and he's going to send Sims in motion, like we've seen all night. He's going to run the real route. Not going to throw it to him, though. Ball still completed, I believe. That's what they're going to say. Pass is completed.
You take left in 3.
Definitely running the route on the
now keep her down.
This is a huge third. There's going to be a couple inches to go, and they're definitely. This looks like one of the formations. So let's see if they decide to pull off. Takes a snap, and that one's going to go right the middle. And that one's hit in the backfield, and he's not going to get it.
He was down by contact before that. Crowd trying to come unglued, but that fumble not going to count. But what is going to count is a big third down stop.
That's another huge third down stop by the Titans. They've done it time and time again.
But you saw there another thing that the more moving pieces you add, the more things can go wrong.
Yeah.
One of the only problems with that pistol formation as opposed to an I or under center formation is if the snap is off, that can delay things just a little bit too. That time the snap a little bit high might have given an extra second.
The ball is going to be placed at the 29-yard line, and they're going to leave the offense out here, which we assume they would.
I think is the right call.
Yeah.
4th down here.
And we have whistles. I believe this one's going to be a timeout. Yep.
Call a timeout because they were close to playing with fire on the play clock.
So that's going to be a timeout. As they take a timeout, we'll take a quick timeout too here in the booth, and we'll be right back with football on the Tri-Nation Network. Welcome back to football on the Tri-Nation Network. I'm Sharon Weaver, joined by my co-host
Tyson Strayer, as always. And we've had a few good close home games. This one doesn't look like it's going to be any different.
Yeah, been enjoying some good football here. We have the Titans, and the score is going to be 9-7 with 8-10. Second quarter is going to be a run by Butler.
Room to work. He might be walking into the end zone.
Easily has the first down, but he is upended at the 15-yard line.
And it didn't look like much. Roosevelt Lawrence right there, his ability to recognize that he was still in the play after being pancaked saved a touchdown.
Yes.
He got beat on the block. He put flat on his. He popped out up real quick.
That's what by Roosevelt Lawrence. We've seen him do it all year long. It's going to get Butler a first down here, and Brewer is going to be in a shotgun and send a man in. Looks like that's going to be Sims again. They're going to try to run it out to the left. He has a hole, but he is swallowed. The Grizzlies are starting to get more of those. The Tritons get on their last possession. Now it's Butler's turn.
you can expect that to happen with both sides. The more you run the ball, the slower and slower yeah, because you're already getting beat up. It's a lot harder on your body to play defense than it is to run at people. So it's going to slowly chip away.
Up around.
And what happens? They're going field goal. They keep
Not had yeah. So as Butler, so they're injured, running back. We're going to take a break. Network. I'm out there. Abrams went down. He went off the field with no pressure at all on that.
Didn't sound good.
Yeah. I have the ball. And it's going to run up the. It's the first time Brewer tried to run the ball.
That was Tanner DeVries.
Oh, excuse me.
Talking about on the tackle. You're right on it. Don't worry, man.
Oh, okay, I think.
On the run call. I don't think good linebacker play because it's pure instinct. It's pure hustle, and he was right there. Read that like a book.
Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Brewer try to run the ball here. He went for the simple quarterback draw, and it was no good. Stuffed up in the middle there. Well, they're going to have the ball now. Shotgun. There's going to be a run up the middle. He's going to bounce it all the way side. He stretches for it. There's going to be a marker on the outside over there on the right side by the Butler sideline.
And the far line officials calling touchdown, so the ball was free. If this flag is
That will be 6.
But the way the corners and the people over there are clapping, I'm going to say it's a
Yeah,
Butler hold
it
on
looks
the
like
edge.
it's going to be a hold. In the red zone, you definitely see offensive holds more prevalent on the run play. Outside.
I think they just picked up the flag.
Yep, they picked up the flag, they waved it off, and that's going to be 6.
Roosevelt Lawrence over there asking for an explanation.
Well, that's going to be 6 for Butler. So Roosevelt clearly not very happy about that call. So that's going to be 6 for Butler. That's going to be their second touchdown of the ball game now. And we sit around 5.5 minutes left to play.
And it's going to be a penalty going up and over the line. I think Jordan Baldwin might have used the player in front of him on the line to launch, which if you don't know at home is illegal.
Yeah. So it appears that one's going to go against the Tritons, so that's going to hurt them field position-wise on this next. Well, good defense. A few penalties on that drive. Butler scores. They're up. What do you expect the offense to come out and do?
Well, really, they found a game plan that works, which is they've gone away these last couple of drives. After the second interception, they went away with passing and have stuck to what they can do is picking apart the zone with slants and outs and then running the football.
Our man, Paul Campbell, what do you think about him so far? How he's playing, aside from those 2 interceptions he had early on?
I think Campbell has done a very good job having a short memory. What's impressed me most is his best plays have come off the heels of interceptions. You don't see him shaking his head. You don't see him doing anything. He knows he still has a lot to add to this game, and his day can't be over yet, and he hasn't let it be.
Yeah. Campbell playing amazingly well so far for the Tritons. And this kick is going to take place from the 50-yard line. So if this isn't a touchback, it could possibly be spell bad field position for the Tritons.
And really, at this point, all you have to do is the kicker's main focus is you make sure you leave it short because there's no way he's going to have any problem getting into the end zone here. So really, what the question is, do you give it a little bit of hang time and try to play with fire, or do you just post it, put it through the back?
And he's going to drive it. Yep, and it's going to drive. Bounce out of the back of the end zone. It's going to be a touchback. The Tritons going to get the ball at the 20-yard line, and that's where they'll start with it.
9-14 Iowa Central, as we mentioned before. They're playing probably the best football I've seen them play all year, and they would really, really love to put a win up before this is over, and this is their last chance.
Yeah, this has easily been the best football that I've seen the Tritons play throughout the weeks I've been broadcasting, watching these guys play. They're playing amazingly hard football right now. Defense playing well, and the offense is finally getting going.
Yeah, the offense has been, since about 10-minute mark, first quarter, the offense has been fantastic.
Yes, they have. So Paul Campbell's going to lead the offense out now in the shotgun. He's going to roll to his right. Perfectly wide open in the flats, and that's going to put the ball at the 5-yard line.
And that's a challenging with zone coverage. They've been challenging the receivers and quarterbacks to pick them apart. And curls and slants, perfect for zone.
Yep, and that's going to be a 10-yard Tritons, and that's going to give them a fresh set of first downs at the 35-yard line. Tritons still moving the ball, and that's going to be a nice run here.
Tripp gets a couple.
Yep, Devin still doing his job. He's been out there getting those short yardage plays, and that's going to give them about 2 yards now and put them at the 37-yard line. Ball's going to be placed at exactly the 37. That's where the Tritons will have their second down. 2nd and 7 yards to go, or 2nd and 8 yards to go. Excuse me.
I was lining up in the pistol again. They seem to like it, and for a reason, a little bit of
Campbell
space.
rolls to the left. He throws a rocket out there. Okay, no whistle there. But
we'll see where they call the stop forward progress then, because it was a gain of about
4,
and then it turned. He got tackled a good 10 yards behind the line.
Normally we see the whistle come a lot earlier there on plays like that when a receiver or a running back is stood up like that, but that whistle took a long time to be blown. I'm surprised there.
And it really doesn't affect the end result of the play a lot. The whistle getting blown early is simply a player safety issue.
Yeah. So it's going to be 3rd down now for the Tritons. Campbell.
Ooh, Good job sensing
completely
pressure.
evades. And that's another good run by Paul Campbell, getting them down to the 8-yard line.
And that is a sign of a mature quarterback. Because
Yep.
having someone, honestly, my heart skipped a beat a little bit because he had the ball cocked back and he had a guy coming at him from his blind side, a free run. That is a perfect recipe for a strip sack.
Yep.
And everything happened the way that it should have. Paul Campbell reacted, felt the pressure, which only a veteran quarterback can do, pulled it down, and got his foot up and ran.
Yep. And Tripp is going to run the ball out to the right side, and he's going to be upended. And he's going to lose a yard there on the first down run. So that's going to make it 2nd and 11 for the Tritons.
Tony Jones in the backfield wreaking havoc there.
Yep. Great job by Paul Campbell stepping up, feeling the pressure, and getting out of there and gaining about 13 yards.
Because if he didn't recognize the situation he was in, it could have been 6 points.
There was the defensive tackle screaming off that end. Campbell in the shotgun now. 2 running backs in the backfield. Just some extra blockers back there. Campbell's going to tuck and run, and that's not going to gain very much either. That barely makes it back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Jake Stewart there, number 10 on the defense, has to be careful. He came in a little bit late. I don't think he meant to. Diving at the upper body of the quarterback after he's already fallen to the ground. He's playing with fire there.
Yep, and you know the emphasis on quarterback safety, especially in college. And as we also see in the pros, those penalties are very easy to get. It'll be 3rd down now for the Tritons. 3rd and 10 on their 48. They're going to try to get this ball past the – oh, and that's free blitz. And Paul Campbell's just going to throw that one to his coach over on the sideline, and it's going to be incomplete and bring up a 4th down.
And he knew he was going to pay for it, and he did.
Yeah, he took a shot back there, and the referees are having a conversation. 4th down, so Jose Cortez, the punt team, will jog out now. Great throw over there to the sideline. Smart play by Campbell. Great catch by the coach over here on the sideline. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Good drive. Didn't get a whole lot going, but you can still see they can still move the ball.
Yeah, it was a play that was kind of doomed from the start with as much penetration as they got. Now, just have to sit back, play defense.
Oh, he's going to try to bring this one back. Interesting choice to scoop that one up. I'm surprised they actually made a play on that with the punt coverage team was to him.
And if it was anybody else, I think would have probably have a player. That's that they know has to have a big day.
Yeah.
If he's going to beat you, so they'll let him take chances when he can.
You're right. You're right. C.J. Sims has definitely been their number one key guy for this point. Also has the most receptions. The Butler's going to bring their offensive unit back out now, and they're going to start with the ball on the 25-yard line, 26-yard line, excuse me. Brewer in the shotgun. He's going to pass on 1st down. We don't see that very often. That's going to gain about 7.
And a good job done. And really, what's been happening with the way football has evolved is you can use that short pass game as just as effective as a run game.
Yes, you can.
And that's what they did right there. Pick up an easy 4 or 5, depending. I think it looks like a long 4 right here on 1st down. Just as good as a nice little trap play.
Yep. And 3 wide. the possession around the 14-yard line now. Paul Campbell bringing the troops back out again. As I'm Ron Weaver, joined by my here at beautiful Dodger Stadium, enjoying some good football. Yeah, good crowd out here this afternoon. Kick on the shotgun. He's going to run it over there to the left side. A solid run. Not pick up very much. Possibly a 1-yard gain there. It's going to bring up second down.
Going to be second and about 9 as a Triton offensive lineman gets up a little bit slow.
Looks like we're going to have a timeout call by while Butler takes a timeout. We'll take a timeout and we'll be back with football on Triton Nation Network.
Good, clean, physical play over there.
Yeah. He reaches over the shoulder, gets a hand on the ball, knocks the ball loose, and it's going to be third down. About 9 more to go for the Tritons, deep in their own territory.
Gannon Cornley there timed that hit perfectly to jar the ball loose.
Yep. So Paul Campbell now, big decision on third down. Do you run the ball here and keep it in Campbell's hands and make a play, or do you throw it out?
Honestly, it's not a very aggressive strategy, but I might be thinking more as we do run the football here. It's going to be stuffed for a gain of about nothing, be 4th and 1. Running the ball there might be more of a matter of not giving it back to Butler with 2 timeouts left.
Yeah. And still taking away. But Butler smart here. They take a timeout. We're more can be back with more of the second quarter on the Triton Nation Network.
I'm so glad I decided to choose Iowa Central.
I love their beautiful on-campus living, the state-of-the-art program offerings, the extensive performing arts department, and 26 athletic programs.
My parents were so excited that Iowa Central is #1 in transfer rates and also amazing in placement rates. That ensures my success after I graduate.
I love the big university feel without the big-time price.
Be a part of Triton Nation today.
The Tritons tried to push one of the Butler returners into the ball, but he just barely missed. The ball can be placed at Butler's 48-yard line. 10 seconds left to go. Score 14-9. Tritons down.
And
A good football game, though.
That is the most important drive of the day for either team.
Yeah.
Scoring right here before half would totally change the feeling going into halftime. Right now it's a tight game. They could go up by another 7, make it 21-9, and that would totally change the way this game looks and feels.
Yes, it would. Brewer back to throw. He's going to air this one out.
He's got him, too.
He's got him easily. Oh, he tried to make a move, slips and falls.
Which it would have been an aggressive move to try to make. He would have get a little bit more gain of.
So now we know Brewer. I mean, he ball, but the Trojans are going to use their timeouts now to. we're going to on right now. You guys are watching football here with us live.
Unit, especially with the offense working. What the offense, it got to the point where the offense was struggling so much that they were relying on the defense, but they were also at the same time relying on the defense on the field. They gave up 28 points time that 28
Uh, 17 to 20.
20 points in this game, and they gave up 20 points, and the other team possessed the 75% of the game.
Yes, they did.
They played way better than holding their opponents to 20.
And so, great job trying offense sustaining. This is for the defense as they come out now on first down from the 20-yard line for Butler. Defense by Bill there to get his hand in there and knock that one down. All right, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 now for Butler at the 20-yard line. Butler's going to bring out 2 receivers on each side. Brewer's going to throw again to the right side. Goes up, no good. That one's incomplete. Another pass broken up, this time by contact on the outside by the cornerback. The cornerback is proven there. The whole defensive are proving themselves right now.
Close to being a circus catch there, Josh Wilkes, but just not able to dance down the line while controlling it.
Yep.
It been one hand on it, then was able to possess the other. Almost came down inbounds, but the hit broke it up.
Yes, he did. So still great coverage here. Corners in press. They're pressed up on these wide receivers on the outside. Trips to the left side now. Brewer in the shotgun. He's gonna keep it. He swallowed up quickly. He swallowed up immediately. Nowhere to run.
Avion Sullivan, they really pick and choose when to send him into the backfield, but when they do, he really, really enjoys it.
Yeah, he really got after the quarterback that time. There's still on the clock. Trions are going to need timeouts here. Bring out the kicker. Wind's behind him here at Dodger Stadium. You guys at home can't tell what the wind is looking like right now, but the wind is definitely blowing from behind the kicker here, so he could get a couple more yards on this kick than he normally would.
What we've also seen is that really both teams' defenses are very capable, and it's going to be which offense can come up with more, I want to say, creative ways to attack, because both their strengths are being handcuffed.
Yeah.
They're taking away the run game, but so far Butler's had more success with their pass game.
Yeah. And what I've seen so far of this offense is that Paul Campbell has the ability to roll out and make plays on his feet as well with his arm. We've seen it time and time again with simple. Paul Campbell could be a huge. So boots to the Trident. 11 seconds left to go in the second. In the second. There we go. And he's going to get the whistle here, and off they go. See if they're trying to get a small return. Pass room to the left, the right side. He's wrapped up and piled up on at the 18-yard line. and that's where the Triumphs will get the ball. Only 4 seconds left to go here. You take a knee, you head to the locker room, and you talk about the second half.
Exactly. What they're going to say is, really, the offense has to finish drives.
Yeah.
It's been the key to it. They've been driving down, and on defense of Butler has been fantastic.
I'm surprised to this point we haven't seen Jose Fuentes come out and knock in one of those field goals. He's definitely one of the best kickers in the entire country. He's knocked him down. No Jose Fuentes kick any field goals to this point, but the Tritons have to take this one. Yep, Campbell's going to take a small little knee, and both teams are going to head to their respective locker rooms.
And as they do, we're going to end this 17-9. So still up for grabs.
Definitely still up for grabs. We'll see if the Tritons can come out eat red zone possessions. Back to the locker room game plan. We'll be right back on right.
this deep in their own territory. Definitely want to punt this away. Grant Sherman, and
TJ Sims back deep.
great punter so far for in his first year with Iowa Central. Actually had punting. Played for Iowa Central last year, just didn't have a chance to do any punting. As his brother Jake Sherman was the punter for Iowa Central. And good coverage down the field by the Tritons. As that will be number 80, Ryan Douglas. Ryan Douglas out of Knoxville, Iowa, makes a good play. He had the catch a moment ago. Now he's doing a good job there on that punt team. As the Iowa Central defense, the big Iowa Central defense, trots back out on the field. And so will the offense for the Grizzlies. 43 seconds to play here in the third quarter. And then we'll move you on to our fourth and final quarter of play. Probably just one play here for Butler. Probably all they're going to have time for. Receivers to the left and the right. This is going to be a handoff to the right-hand side. Good play in the backfield by the Triton defense. And he's swallowed up by a host of Tritons. Kendrick sunken in there for the Tritons, number 42. The guy that sophomore, along with number 44, Karsten Bosch. Sunken's a sophomore along with Bosch, both of them sophomores. Both of them got good playing time a year ago and all year this year. Those main Mike and Sam linebackers here for Iowa Central. Second down and about 2. Or excuse me, second down and about 11, loss of 1. And that will only be one play there for the Butler offense before we head on to the fourth quarter. That's the end of the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play, it's Butler 31. It's your Iowa Central Tritons 9. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back for Triton football. Fourth and final quarter, 15 minutes to go. You're watching Triton football right here on the Triton Nation Network.
Picture yourself dancing at a college level. I did at Iowa Central. Picture yourself in one of over 45 degree programs. I did at Iowa Central. Picture yourself being on campus in apartment-style living. I did at Iowa Central.
Over 45 degree programs.
26 athletic programs.
An extensive performing arts department.
#1 in transfer rate.
Great placement rates.
Beautiful on-campus living.
A big university feel without the big-time price.
Picture yourself here.
Be a part of Triton Nation today.
Final 15 minutes of play. As the Iowa Central defense out there, they're going to flip the field a little bit for our fourth and final quarter. Butler will be heading into the wind here for the final quarter. Iowa Central will play with the wind in the fourth quarter, so that could come to their advantage. Coming down to the end of the game, obviously Iowa Central going to need to put some points up. It starts with a stop right here, though, second down and 11. 4 guys down here for Iowa Central, 3 guys in the backfield. The handoff is going to be up the middle, and he's stuffed once again. Tim Butcher, number 75, in there, and he's going to throw him back. Tim Butcher in there for Iowa Central, along with Devontae Ellis. Couple of Tritons in there. Butcher, a local guy. He's from Manson, Northwest Webster. Not too far down the road here from Fort Dodge. As it will be third down and about 11 again. It wasn't much of a loss. They brought him down to the backfield. It wasn't much of a loss. Maybe lost a half an inch or so. So we'll stay at third down and 11. Defense lines up. We got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. They have been singling out that lone receiver quite a bit tonight. No, he's going to look right. He's looking right. Got a guy coming up behind him, and he's sacked in the backfield. Iowa Central gets him. Good play there by the Tritons, as that was number 97, I believe, there for Iowa Central.
Sack on the play.
Might be Des Bigby for Iowa Central. And we'll get the sack, and that's going to force a Butler punt. So Iowa Central got exactly what they needed there.
Information for Butler.
As the offense has got about 13 minutes to work with, they got to put some points up. This one's going to be punted. Iowa Central looking like they're going to come after it. Got quite a few guys. They are going to come after it. Are they going to get to it? No, they won't. It's a low, bad kick. Not going to get to the 50-yard line. And it's going to get a couple Iowa Central bounces. And Iowa Central will start in Grizzly territory.
Inside Butler territory.
Good job by the Iowa Central punt return team. They got some pressure on him. He had to get it off. Like I said, they are going against the wind, so he was punting against the wind there. The wind kind of pushed the ball back Iowa Central territory. Not a very good punt. About 23, 24 yards on the punt, and that's about it. 13-17 to play here in the fourth quarter. Iowa Central down 31-9 at the moment. Campbell in the backfield. He's got Tripp and Weekamp with him. Two receivers to the right, one to the left. Campbell's going to look back. He's going to look left. Looking left, he's going to throw to Brady Beal, and it's caught by Beal across the 45-yard line to about, let's see, about the 43? About the 43-yard line. So Iowa Central will have second down here. Got about 5 on that one. Second down and 5 from the 43-yard line. Brady Beal, number 14, another sophomore out there for Iowa Central. Campbell in the backfield again with Weekamp and Tripp. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Campbell checking the play. Now he's going to snap it. Looking to throw. He's got pressure. He's got to roll. He's got to get rid of it. He does. And just getting rid of it. He got out of the side of the tackle box and just threw that one away. He felt the pressure. Good job there by Campbell. He got out of the pocket. Felt the pressure there. Got out inside the tackle box. And was able to throw that one away. He doesn't get away from the tackle box. It would have been an intentional grounding. But he does get away from there. Tackle box is basically exactly how it sounds. In between the two tackles. If you're inside that box right there, you have to find a receiver. Campbell dropping back to throw. Dropping back, and he's going to be sacked. 3-4 Butler guys there as they get through that offensive line of the Tritons and able to bring Campbell down. And Campbell has been hurt in the past. And it looks like he's down once again for the Tritons. That's unfortunate, as Campbell has had a lower body injury. Iowa Western, he went down with that injury, and he's been battling ever since. Pre-game, he looked like he was throughout the game so far, I mean, he's looked good. I don't think he's at 100%. And now he's down once again. We are going to take a short break here while they attend to the injured Campbell. We'll take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back. 12:10 to play here from Dodger Stadium. You're listening to Triton Football on the Triton Nation Network.
Grant Sherman in confirmation for the Tritons.
Grant Sherman will punt here for Iowa Central. Big booming punt by Grant Sherman. And that one's going to be fielded at the 10-yard line, cutting back, looking for some running room. He finds one. He's to the 20, to the 30. He's got a lot of running room to go at the 40, to the 50, and he's finally pushed out of bounds across the 50 at about the 48, 49-yard line of the Tritons.
Sherman on the stop.
Grant Sherman, after he punts it there, he's one of those punters that he's going to be able to make the play. He's definitely one of those punters that will run up and he'll bring you down. And he pushes him out of bounds at about the 48, maybe 47-yard line.
Injured Grizzly on the sidelines.
We do have another injured player. Sometimes with this cold weather, you see that. We've seen quite a few injuries so far today. I don't think very many of them have been serious, except for earlier in the game, Grizzly number 8 went down. And Brent Waddle, he went down earlier in the game. And we saw him at halftime. He was out of his uniform, and he was on crutches. So hopefully he's going to do all right. Hopefully it's just precautionary. Grizzlies will have 2 in the backfield, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. The handoff to the left-hand side, looking for some running room. And good job by the Iowa Central defense. They're going to bring him down. He does get a few yards, though. See how many did he get. I think he got about 6 on that one. Across the 45 to about the 41-yard line. Maybe the 42. We'll see where they officially mark him. No, they're going to mark him at the 41-yard line. So gain of 6. Second down and 4 to go here for the Grizzlies. They're just trying to run down the clock right now. We probably won't see much air work here from the Grizzlies. Handoff. No, it's going to be a play-action pass. They're going to throw it across the middle and nearly intercepted. Good play there by Iowa Central. Jordan Baldwin, a sophomore, 6'1", 170-pound sophomore. Good play there, number 8 for Iowa Central. Third down and 4 now for the Grizzlies. 11:07 to play as the clock will stop with that incomplete pass. Grizzlies set up in the same formation. They got 2 in the backfield, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. We'll see if they go to that single receiver side. They've done that quite a bit today. They single out that single receiver, they'll go to him. They do go to that side, but it's a handoff. And good play in the backfield as that's number 97, Des Bigsby, able to bring him down. Good play back there.
With the tackle for Iowa Central.
And no, that was Des Bigsby, number 97, able to bring him down. Good play out there by Bigsby. A sophomore transferred in last year during camp. On that defensive line. Stevens will punt this one again for Butler. Bell will be the returner for Iowa Central. The rugby-style punt from Stevens is up, and wow, this one's a sidewinder, and that's going to be brought out of bounds at about, he only got about 15 yards on that punt. 29-yard line, so 16 yards, about 16 yards, 17 yards is about all he got on that one. With the rugby punt, it's kind of hard to get distance, and then with the wind going against you as well, just a little bit of a struggle there. Iowa Central's got 10-17 to work with, and they got to get on the board. Let's see if Campbell comes back out or if it's going to be Sealer. And we'll find out for sure who's going to come out in quarterback. It is going to be Sealer. So Caleb Sealer comes out for Iowa Central. He wears number 11. We've seen some action from Sealer so far this year. And he's got the same backfield of Tripp and Wiecamp. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. As Sealer in the backfield. He'll take the snap, looking to throw. He looks right, still looking right, and he's going to throw across the middle, and it's picked. It's picked off as he was brought down. He was being tackled as he threw, and definitely did not find a receiver there. He threw right into 2 white jerseys. The only question there was which white jersey was going to catch it in that situation. And it's intercepted and brought down at about the 40-yard line. Butler will have 1st and 10 from the 40. It is a little bit of a windy day. The wind was gusting a little bit at the time of the pass. So just a tough pass there for Sealer. Butler will hand this one off up the middle again. And good play there by Tanner DeVries, number 43. He makes the hit at about the 35-yard line. And about 5-yard pickup. 35, yeah, from about the 35. So 5-yard gain there. On first down for Butler, about the same thing they had last time. They had about 5-6 yards last time, and then didn't do anything afterwards. The handoff will be up the middle once again. He's got plenty of room this time, and Butcher kind of hanging on to it. Butcher loses him, and it looks like Abrams will get across the 25. We'll see how close to the 20 he got. It will be a first down. Good job in the backfield there. Tim Butcher had a hold of him for a while, but then DeVries, then a couple of those other linebackers got in there. Tanner's the nickel back.
Iowa State 31, Kansas 24.
And it looks like we have another injured player. So good job by that linebacking core of Iowa Central. Let's see. Yeah, it was Tanner DeVries. Let's see, Tanner Vries, who else was in there on that? Kendrick Sunken also in there on that play for Iowa Central. And they actually held him away from the 20-yard line. They did get a little bit ahead of the 25, to about the 22-yard line. So when the injured players off the field, will be 1st and 10 from that 22-yard line for Butler. 2 timeouts for Iowa Central left, 3 timeouts for Butler left in the game. And that clock will continue to run down as soon as the ball is set. The referee will wind his hand. And that clock will continue to run. 9:15 is on the clock. No, excuse me, there was a timeout. I thought there was just for the injury, but they actually did call timeout, so the clock won't run till now when the ball is snapped and is handed off. And he's not going to get anything. Little extra pushing and shoving there between both teams we've seen all night long so far. Been a lot of personal fouls out here. Butcher in there on the stop for Iowa Central. And we'll see officially where they mark him at. It'll be 2nd down and about 10. I believe they're going to keep him at the 22, so 2nd down and 10 from the 22-yard line. So Butler will go with a different running back as Abrams was just in that last injured player. We'll see if we see Abrams back out there. Lowe, Duran Lowe is the running back here for Butler. And a high snap, hand off to Lowe. Lowe's going left. He breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, and he's finally brought down. Tim Butcher in there again. Karsten Bosch over there. Kallenberger also on the stop for Iowa Central. As Lowe was only, I don't know if he got anything. No, 3rd down and 10 again. So 2 straight plays, Iowa Central has held them to no gain. And we'll go from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 10, now to 3rd and 10. They just flashed up a score up on the scoreboard. Iowa State got the victory over Kansas today, 31-24. As we'll see if they hand off to Lowe once again. They will to the right-hand side. Hand off to Lowe. He breaks one tackle, and he trips and falls. Not able to get the 1st down. So good job by Iowa Central. Kind of was converging on him, forced him outside, and he's able to trip and fall there. And will not get that 1st down. We'll see if they're close enough for field goal range. Whether they'll go field goal or are they going to go for it here. Try to keep that clock moving. 7 minutes and counting on the clock. 4th down and 8 yards to go. They're going to bring in some heavier guys in. Maybe a heavier package. Let's see if they try to run for that 1st down, 4th down and 8. I would assume they got to go to the air from here. In this situation, it's almost like a punt for Butler. I mean, they would trap Iowa Central. They would trap Iowa Central pretty deep if they were even were to miss this one here. And Butler will take a timeout. What I was talking about is if they were to punt it from farther back, it would go to the end zone. Iowa Central would start at the 20 anyway. So if they were to get no gain or lose a yard or even get a couple yards here, Iowa Central were to take over and downs, it would basically just be a punt anyway. And with a 31-9 lead, they're just going to keep the offense out there. I would assume they wouldn't go to the air. Problem with going to the air in a situation like this, what if Iowa Central intercepts it and able to run it all the way back? Now you got a little bit of a ball game. So I'm going to assume Butler's going to probably stay on the ground here, but we'll see what they decide to do. And they did not like their offensive play against the Iowa Central defense theirs. They decided to call one of their 3 remaining timeouts, now with 2 timeouts left in the game. We'll see what they decide to do. Obviously, do not have a leg on a field goal kicker, as from the 20-yard line, they're not going to kick it. No field goals attempted so far by Butler besides the PATs afterwards. That's the only things they've attempted field goal-wise. So obviously, don't have a guy that can kick those field goals. Iowa Central definitely does with Fuentes. Got a good leg on him. As they will rush that offense back out there. Like I said, probably going to be a handoff to Lowe, where they're going to go right and left. Maybe they'll go up the middle with him. Checking the play. Snap. And it is a handoff to Lowe to the right-hand side. Lowe looking for some running room, and he's got a couple of yards across the 20 to about the 18-yard line. He does get across to the 18-yard line, and so Iowa Central will take over 1st and 10 from that 18.
18-yard line.
So only 2 yards in the pickup. As Iowa Central will take over 6:53 to play. And that Iowa Central offense, they got to work quickly. Steelers got to find some open receivers. Got to keep that ball out of the white jersey. They got to work quickly, and then if they were to score, they got to get an onside kick and another score. Instead they're just going to hand this one off. 6:48 to play, and a handoff, down 31-9. As that was Devin Tripp, he gets a couple.
Tripp on the carry, brought in by Hank Hornis.
Actually, no, he lost an inch there. They marked him back a little bit farther than I thought he was down.
Second and 11.
I don't think he didn't lose quite one. We'll call it second down and 10. About a half a yard is what he lost. Still from that 18-yard line. Campbell back into play here for Iowa Central. This is going to be another handoff to Tripp. Tripp looking for some running room. He's got it. He's across the 20 up towards the 25-yard line. And we'll see if it's a timeout by Iowa Central. We do got a stoppage.
Stop was made by Jake Sire.
Will it be a timeout by Iowa Central? What was it? No, we have a little bit of an injured player. So another injured player for one of the teams. Both teams just been very injury prone today. Hopefully everybody's still going to be doing all right. Butler 6-4 on the year, trying to get over to the 7-4. Iowa Central looking for win number 1. Campbell in the backfield with Weekamp and Tripp. He's got 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and a little bit of early movement there. I would assume that's going to be on Iowa Central. Over there on the right-hand tackle. The right tackle moved a little bit early. And so that will push Iowa Central back another 5 yards. And we'll push them back to about the 24-yard line. Excuse me, the 19-yard line. And the clock continuing to run down. 5:42 remaining in the game as Campbell's got, once again, the same formation. Brady Beal off of the right-hand side along with DeAnthony. Campbell looking to pass. He's looking to the right-hand side, and a little bit of contact there. I think it was just incidental contact. Iowa Central looking for a flag there, not going to get it. As Ryan Douglas out of Knoxville, Iowa, 6'3", 192-pound freshman. And that will bring up 4th down. Iowa Central will bring that punt team out once again.
Ryan Douglas was the intended receiver for the Tritons.
So Grant Sherman out there to punt for Iowa Central. A guy that could receive All-American honors this year. We'll have to wait till the end of the season to find out. Definitely has punted that way so far. Another booming kick by Sherman. He pushes the returner back a couple of yards. He'll pick it up about the 25-yard line, looking for some running room. He's got some up to the 40. Now to the 45 where he's hit hard. Jordan Baldwin lays the wood there at about the 45-yard line.
Baldwin with the special teams tackle.
And that's where Butler will start it off from the Tritons, or excuse me, from their own 45-yard line. And with 5:17 remaining, we got to assume it's going to be run here for Butler.
First and 10.
That's what they've been doing so far all here in the 4th quarter and towards the end of the 3rd quarter. Just been trying to run that clock down, and I'm sure that's what we'll see again. Load the running back in there for Butler. Assuming we're just going to see him running it, maybe right, left, middle, wherever he's going. And it will be a handoff to the left-hand side. Lowe looking for some running room around the corner. He has some, and he tiptoes the sideline. Finally steps out of bounds. We'll see where they officially marked him. Across the 50 into Triton territory. So they do get across the 50 to the 49-yard line into Triton territory. So it'll be second down in about 5, maybe 4. Second down and 4, pick up a 6 there. As we'll see where Lowe's going to go this time. He went left last time, assuming he's getting the ball again. And it will be a handoff right up the middle to Lowe looking for some running room. Good play there by Bigby. Bigby's able to bring him down. A little bit short of the first down marker. It will be about 3rd down and 1. As the clock continues to dwindle down, 4:44 and counting down. Iowa Central having their last football game of the year at home right here at Dodger Stadium, historic Dodger Stadium.
There's a third one.
As it will be 3rd down and 1. Lowe's going to be looking for the first down. Big B is going to try to say no. As we'll see what the push is. No, it is just going to be a quarterback sneak.
Yeah, quarterback sneak.
And did they get it? Let's see if he did. Breer, the quarterback. Let's see, did he get across there or not? No, they're gonna spot him. They're gonna spot him as 4th down. So the referee moved the ball back a little bit. They spot him 4th down. And let's see, we got coaches on the field. The referee moved it back a little bit. We do have a coach on the field. He's talking about it. He's a little upset about the spot. Trying to find the head referee. Where's he at? Oh, the head referee. He's talking to one of the Iowa Central players, talking to Tanner DeVries over there. I'm watching him because he's the one that's going to make the final decision. And he says we're all good. And Butler's going to bring the punt unit on as it is 4th down and 1. 3:57 to play now in the ball game. Iowa Central will get the ball back as Jordan Baldwin. No, excuse me, that's D'Anthony Bell is back there.
D'Anthony Bell back deep for Iowa Central.
To return for the Tritons. He's got his heels on the 15-yard line. Going to be trying to return this one. Stefan going to be kicking here for Butler. I see Sealer over there on the sidelines. He's warming up. So I'm trying to figure out if it's going to be Sealer or if it's going to be Campbell. Sealer's got his helmet on. He was the one just throwing. So I'm going to assume we're going to go with Sealer here with 4:08. Okay, that's what they're doing. They're putting a little bit of time back on the clock. So they put it back to 4:08. Now they'll roll it. So they move the clock to 4:08. Now they're going to roll it. Under 4 minutes now to play, as obviously Butler's going to run that play clock down as far as possible. 13, 12, 10, and the play clock continues to roll down. They're going to wait till about 1, I assume. Under 5 for sure. And he'll snap it at 2 is where they snapped it at. Punt is almost blocked. Actually a decent punt here with his rugby-style punt. And Anthony Bell will fair catch that one. 1st and 10 from about the, let's see where they mark him for sure. Right around the 14-yard line. 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there is where he was moving around a little bit there when he fair caught it. So we'll see where the referees officially mark him at. And it looks like the 13, about the 12-yard line. I believe right around the 12-yard line is where they're going to mark him. 1st and 10 for Iowa Central. As it will be Sealer. It will be Sealer in the backfield for Iowa Central. I assume that. He had his helmet on. He was the one throwing. He's got Weekamp and Tripp with him. Sealer's going to hand this one off to Tripp. Tripp looking for a couple extra yards. Tripp, a sophomore for Iowa Central, and he's going to move across the 15, brought down at about the 19-yard line. Tripp got his first career start last week. Also started again this week for Iowa Central. He's been getting some carries throughout the year. And they'll hand it off to him once again. He's going to be trying to bust ahead, and he's got nothing. Little extracurriculars there by a couple of guys. But they shake hands and say we're all good. Tripp is a 5'9", 186-pound sophomore out of Sioux Rapids, Iowa. A lot of Iowa guys. Clock continues to roll down. Now 2:32 to play in the game. As a hand off to Tripp once again. Tripp looking for some more yardage. And I think he actually got to the first down. He did. Tripp will get across the marker. He'll have 1st and 10 for Iowa Central, so the clock will stop momentarily for them to move those chains. And then they'll start winding it once again. Good job by the Iowa Central Tritons Sports Athletic Band across the way here. Doing a great job over there, as they do each and every single home game, along with the dance team and the cheerleaders. Sealer hand this one off. And Webb will be the new ball carrier. He'll get across. Let's see, did he get across the 25? Yes, he did. To about the 26-yard line. Got about 3 3
Before the players up.
to the
Second and
26.
6.
Second down and 7. 1:30 to play. Sealer in the backfield along with Webb and Weekamp. Beal to the right. One receiver to the left, also had a tight end there. Webb's going to hand this one, or Webb's going to carry it. He's going to get across the 30-yard line to about the 31, and that should give him not the first down. He'll be close though.
And that first
Be a couple yards short. No, they're going to move him back. They're going to move him back to the 30-yard line, so they're not going to give him the 31. So instead of it being 3rd and 2 from the 31, they're going to give him at the 30. So we 3rd down and 3 from that 30-yard line. And the clock is under a minute now. Probably 2 plays left here for the Tritons. As this will be Sealer handing it off. And a big stick. Couple 3, 4 Butler guys in there. That big Butler defense. Seems like both defenses, they got some big guys here tonight. And it will be 4th down and 5 for Iowa Central as the clock rolling down under 25. I don't think Iowa Central will get another, will take another snap. I don't think they'll have to. Actually, looking at it, I think they would have to. I think there's like a 10th ahead. I think the game clock is a 10th ahead, so we'll see. Yeah, they're going to have to snap it as the game clock is about a 10th ahead. Or I don't know if the referees would even throw a flag in this situation. No, they got to play. They got to run one more. No, they won't. Okay. They'll let it go down, and that's going to be the final score from out here at Dodger Stadium. Butler 31, your Iowa Central Tritons 9. Iowa Central will be back again for another year of Triton football next fall. It was a good year of Triton football. Not able to come away with a win this one. But out here, thanks to everybody, thanks to all the crews, thanks to everybody that put in hard work today. The final score, one more time from right here in Dodger Stadium. It's the Butler Grizzlies 31. It's your Iowa Central Tritons 9. Thank you for watching right here on the Triton Nation Network. Make sure you stay tuned to the Triton Nation Network for all Iowa Central Triton athletics and other Iowa Central events that are going on. Will be live on the Triton Nation Network. Want to know what's going on the Triton Nation Network? You can go ahead and follow at 881 The Point on Twitter, at 881 The Point on Twitter, and you'll be able to know what's going on at Triton Nation at all times. This is Aaron Egstall saying goodbye from Dodger Stadium.